So the next question I want to ask you is to list three things design thinking can solve for Jamaica and how. We tend not to value designers in Jamaica, or sometimes we don't even realize when designers are needed. I want you to tell me three things that design.
I like this one. Three things design thinking can solve for Jamaica and how. Why you getting me started, bossy? Anyway, here goes. Number one, the amount of accidents on the roads. Number two, crime mitigation and prediction. Number three, the lines in government offices. Let's go with number one, the amount of accidents on the roads. I think we need to start from what design thinking would do is allow us to start from a different angle of approach to solve this problem. And the angle I would start from is empathy for the user. What causes this behavior? Why do they speed? Why do they not see the risk? What are the triggers based on gender, road conditions, car type, social demographic? We could even look into interviewing people who have escaped some pretty horrendous accidents. That would be an interesting part of the whole process. Another thing we can do is deep integration of data and discussions with the right stakeholders. Next thing is a relentless approach of fine-tuning the message. So let's say we've come up with messaging that we're going to put into this massive campaign. If we put a billboard, let's say at a hotspot or just before someone gets to a hotspot with what we think to be the right message, and 3 months later we're still having the same accidents, it doesn't mean that the message was essentially wrong. Or it could be the distance from the location is wrong. This is where design thinking becomes an active participant in making the correct choices in getting the solution right. A more innovative, user-centric marketing campaign based on the info and data garnered from the previous step of including the right stakeholders. If we follow all of these, I am sure beyond the shadow of a doubt, we will be closer to reducing the amount of people who die on our roads. Number two, crime mitigation and prediction. This one is an interesting one. Step one, stop using paper to capture crime reports. Burn every single big book in a police station. The days of analog are over and need to be relegated to the 1930s. By digitizing the process, our JCF will have a much greater amount of instant, searchable data that will inform policy, procedures, and predictions, crime predictions. And this approach will have our forces always one step ahead of the criminals. A data-centric approach, that is. The lines in government offices, number three. Oh boy, this is a sticking point for so many people. Customer service is so much more than expecting a smile or getting our documents back in a relatively short time, or even just shifting to an online process. I've seen where going online does not necessarily make the user's experience nicer or easier. If workflows are not designed with a user-centric focus, the outcomes, Kevin, will be the same whether they are online or off. Workflow design is at the heart of why we have the problems we have and the lines that we have in all of these different government offices. Let's start with the desired experience the citizen desires, the citizen wants. From there, we move to see how we can maximize the reality of the physical space that is already a given. Under that, how can we make the most of what is already on the table without spending too much money? Next point, with these parameters in place, we have to work on thinking how we can incorporate a digital workflow before the physical reality. For example, if needs becomes a reality, a citizen, if needs becomes a reality and we have more people banking online, they would never have to see a line again. There are many new possibilities that can be realized if we leverage the integration of smarter digital supply chains while balancing transparency and security.
Wow, Yorkali. Wow. I'm really, yeah, man, I'm impressed by what you're saying, because basically what you're saying is that we need to use more data. Well, in terms of the car accidents and the crime, we need to use more data. Not only do we need to use more data to influence our decisions, we need the data in a timely manner. You know, it is not enough to be writing these things in a book and then having to search for it. And I mean, I understand what you're saying, because I had a friend whose car was stolen and it was brought to the Constant Spring police station. And when my friend went to go and, retrieve his car, the police said they don't have it in their records, and they're searching and searching and searching and can't find the records for it. And he said, no, somebody called me and said the car is here. And the police said they don't see any record of it. And every car that comes in, they make a record of it. And my friend literally walked into the lot where they had the cars, the scrapped cars, and he pointed at it and said, that is my car. That is my license plate number. You have my car. And they could not find the records until the following day. And if that is just a missing car, imagine other records, actual, records that involve violent crime. The fact that those are difficult to find in an instant, we're way behind the curve. But anyway, I want to move on and talk about the coronavirus, design and the coronavirus. Tell me what you think where that is concerned with design and the coronavirus.